Artmore, welcome back. I'm always first there, funny, or in the baboon. Mm. Oh. Lex, you should try kava. Eh, it's expensive. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Fly true, order Indian food. Can I do that from here? Man, what did you do?
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards because we've printed them for millions of small businesses over the.
Fly true, yeah. Butter chicken! I have a lot of chicken at the moment, so no. Yeah. So here's the thing. I've been getting a lot of complaints about moderation on my other channel, Richard Leland Neal. So I'm live here tonight. What do you think, Artmore? You might bring some more people over. What? Damn, I fed you. Fortunately, I think Philip went to sleep. Ardmore, it's good. Yeah, again, dude, I have 6 channels, okay? And part of the problem being that I can't get super chats on 4 of them. But the 4 of them I can't get super chats on. Um I need what is it? I need watch hours on, up to get to that point. So it's getting to the point where I need to be switching it up anyway. Ardmore, Jack in the Box hasn't really released anything good recently. Well, they don't release good things in general. Or more. It's like, let me check their website here. Okay. So their website actually has a what's new section, which I appreciate. And it's like, the new thing is pumpkin spice churros. All right. It appears as though I am too late for the chicken and waffles. They also have hot honey spicy chicken strips, which I know they've had before, and spicy chicken strips as well. In addition to that, they're calling the bonus jack something new, which is not new, and I've had them before. Artmore, sure here I always go on there, haha, to see what's new. Yeah, I mean, again, dude, I'm a food blogger. A very unsuccessful food blogger, but a food blogger. And I'm trying to get to the point where I adopt a professional relationship with food, in that whenever I eat fast food, I should be eating fast food exclusively for the sake of review. Now, in order to make that happen, um, you have to see more of my battle with Beelzebub content in order to, get my house to the point where it's like, yeah, dude, you're cooking every meal at home that's not professional. And I mean, I actually have to start making this sort of granola thing with quinoa. Really hippie food kind of a thing. And it's like, yeah, food blogging is hard. But the other thing to understand is my fans want to see results, okay? So, like, I can talk about Ardmore. Ultimate Bacon Cheeseburger is the only good thing, in my opinion. Have you tried the egg rolls? I mean, their chicken tenders are just way too salty. Um, Artmore, cooking at home is hard. Dude. Let's see here. Uh, oh, okay, it's like, what happened to it? Like, that's what my ramen looks like. And yeah, okay, that's 50 minutes of work, so it's about the same as getting in and out. Oh yeah, egg rolls also, but I had to stop eating them because each one is 410 calories or around there. They're delicious. So yeah, I mean, but I mean, you can see here, if you look, like, that's carrot, that stuff there. This is chicken, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, you know. So it's a balanced meal. And I mean, here's another great example. Okay, this is a milk muffin or a milk biscuit. It's a Japanese wheat bun, and then you see two hard boiled eggs and mixed vegetable stir fry. You know, it's highly balanced. That's what food blogging properly for me looks like. Because this one's not as good. This is a bologna sandwich, and you have your mixed vegetables here, raw with hummus, and you have a glass of water. But that's where I'm supposed to be going with this, is that everything I consume for the blog should be balanced, should express itself in a balanced manner, and I should really start showing healthy food because I'm not healthy. You can see I got this thing on my lip. I actually have another one right here. Um, and they're from my diabetes. And it's like it compromises my immune system. Okay, jumbo egg roll from Jack in the Box is 210 calories, not 410 calories. That doesn't include if you put the sauce on them, of course. So that's a thing. Ardmore, not bad. Are you referring to the calorie count or the food that I create? Cut sugar. Yeah, it's not just cutting sugar, Artmore. It's really not what I should be talking about on this channel, but um diabetes, conquering diabetes. For one thing, I became a diabetic when I was injured. And that's what happened. You know, it's very annoying. But for one thing, I need to pack on the muscle. Ardmore, the food looks good. I love cooking channels. My friend just started one. Yeah. I mean, were my kitchen not an utter wreck, because everything in my house is an utter wreck, I would be able to cook more on camera, but you know, it's like my whole house, like the place needs to be rewired. And once it was rewired, it needs a water softener because I have very hard water. And then, you know, after that, I would need to have the walls replaced and re-insulated. And then, you know, like after that, of course, everything needs to be repainted. And then I need both bathrooms to be redone again because when the front one was done, my brother used a shitty contractor and it all fell apart. And the back one is just a toilet. So, you know, not good. But I mean, you know, my life is so screwed anyway. That's the thing. You know, what it is that my house is under trust, okay? Wouldn't be able to live in LA if I didn't have a house. I don't pay rent because it's paid for. My house was actually paid for when I was 17. But Ardmore, it's not cheap living in the state. No, it's not, dude. There are 24 people watching. Somebody say something. Our property tax on paper, my house is only worth 60,000, and because my sister hadn't paid property tax for like 10 years, she's paying the property tax. You know, she can't really say, "Hey, pay your part of the property tax." It's like you haven't paid property tax for 10 years. But it's like this is what happened. My mother died when I was 10 and left the house to her three kids. And the house is under trust. And the trustee, being my father's sister, she actually walked off with a lot of money. Okay. So if they try to take my house while my aunt is still alive, my aunt has to pay a lot of money, so she's not gonna let that happen. And when she dies, therefore there's no one left for me to sue. Basically, my sister can say, "No, you need to sell the house. I need my money." That's how that works. Oh, my sister, she's so evil. Rare. Rare. So it's like I say, Artmore. I mean, it's like, I have all kinds of blogs. I'm trying to be able to get to the point where I can at least afford to buy out my brother and sister. I've got a, 30% down, 33% down payment, but it's LA, bro. See, here's the thing. This is today on Richard Reviews Everything. Classics dill pickle chips. That's not a balanced meal, and that's why I wound up in the hospital with diabetes. Ardmore, it's been about 6 months. I can cut sugar drinks. I drink Coke Zero now, and vitamin water zero. Only thing that has sugar is the whiskey I drink once a week. Well, again, dude, I am a food blogger. So when a new soda comes out, I'm supposed to try it. And if I don't do that, then why am I food blogging? So it is kind of annoying. But yeah, like I say, with diabetes, the first thing is I need to pack on the muscle, which is why I need to get the health channel working again. I need to eat more vegetables to line my gut with fiber to let the sugar come in more slowly. And I need to burn more calories. Okay. I was 415 pounds when I first was diagnosed with diabetes. I'm down to around 340, I think, now. Or 360, I mean. And I was down to 350, but the time in the hospital really took it out of me. So, oh, I've got 2 likes now. This is the problem with switching it up on my live streams. Ardmore, I have fatty liver from drinking alcohol every day for 8 months. Yeah. Um, Ardmore, again, I'm Jewish, and it actually does say somewhere in our scriptures that we're not allowed to get drunk. All right? There's no sin in drinking, it's in the drunkenness. And so I'm permitted to drink in moderation. Now, I'm actually born without the receptors to enjoy alcohol like a normal person. So, alcohol isn't going to do much for me. And I have to tell my doctor about this. This is a condition normally inherited from the father. Apparently, my dad drank like a fish when I was conceived. And I mean, he and my mother were fighting a lot. He was the kind of person that just didn't understand other people have needs. That was my father. And So his heavy drinking impacted me. I don't know, bro. He didn't want 3 kids. Jay Nasty, 420 all day. Shop, bro. I mean, like, have you ever, like, looked at yourself in the mirror? I mean, really looked at yourself in the mirror. Like, like, who are you, man? Who are any of us really? We're just, like, a collection of stuff. That's my impression of a dude being high. I've never been high. Never smoked weed. Not once in my life. I remember I was talking to some homeless people, and they're like trying to explain weed to me, and they're like, how the white stuff. There's what white. The white stuff is like now in this. It's like, dude, I've never smoked weed. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, come on, everybody smoked weed. No, bro, I've never smoked weed. Ardmore, thank God I stopped the weed. Blood pressure goes off the roof. Yeah, dude. There's a saying that you should live your life by. All things in moderation, including moderation. So, I mean, it's like don't smoke the weed if you can't handle the weed, but if it's legal and you can handle it, well, you should smoke a little weed. A little weed! No, 15 pounds is not a little weed. You're not Snoop Dogg. Like, what does Snoop Dogg do when he sees a field of weed? He rolls it, bro. He rolls it. That's why he's so chill, man. Nim, 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 nim. I'm live streaming. Down to 7 people in the chat, Artmore. I don't know if this is going to be a very long live stream. And even then, 18 people. What's going on here? Okay. So I'm going to tell one of my most classic jokes. I did not write this joke. St. Peter is at the gates of heaven, right? And 3 men show up. And 3 men, and St. Peter, he's bored. He's going to play a prank on them. So he goes, look, guys, heaven is under construction. I can only let one of you in right now. The other 2 of you are going to have to spend 6 months in purgatory while we build the new wing. All right? So we're going to build the new wing. So we're going to have a contest. You guys are going to go back down to Earth for the weekend, and you're going to go get yourself some ping pong balls. Whoever's got the most ping pong balls wins. So the 3 men go back to Earth. The first man to come back, he's got a full-size truck, pulls up to St. Peter, opens up the back, ping pong balls spill everywhere. St. Peter's like, wow, you got yourself a lot of ping pong balls there. Guy's like, yep. Next guy drives up in a semi-truck full of ping pong balls. Like, everybody is like, oh, man. And the first guy's, wow, I lost this one. And the third guy, he comes walking up. Gets a little closer to the gates of heaven. They can see that he's limping. He's all tore up. He's got this huge sack over his shoulder. There's blood coming out the bottom. There's hair coming out the top. Walks up to St. Peter. St. Peter goes, what kind of ping pong balls did you get? The guy goes, ping pong balls? I thought you said King Kong's balls! Nevertheless, he certainly impressed St. Peter. Everybody coming to the party, have a real good time. Ardmore, Richard, you need a nice 3-week vacation. No, I don't. Besides, who would look after my cats? Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine. Why don't presidents fight their wars? Why do they always send the poor? Ardmore, when your paycheck hits your account, you get the urge to go gamble it at one of the local casinos we live by. No, I don't. I can honestly say I don't get that urge. I've never been much for gambling. I mean, it's like, what's really the point? Wow, wow. What, baby? What, baby? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. My name. My green-eyed girl. She's going, I am so unimpressed with you right now. Usual. Usual. Yes, Nim. Why are you showing me your bubble gum? Yeah. Alright, guys, this is generally a user-generated thing and nobody's talking, so if the talking doesn't start, I'm probably going to call it quits soon. I don't even think Artmore's still part of this stream. I'm in God's grace tonight. Kitty tail, kitty tail, kitty, kitty, kitty tail, kitty tail, kitty tail. You're my nim nim nim. I love you, nim nim nim. Yes, I do. What are you doing to my cell phone? Alright, guys, so I've streamed for half an hour. Nobody's really shown up and nobody's talking. So I'll talk to y'all later. I'm Richard.